Hey, so I wanted to mention something today as a little bit of motivation and also a testimony. So I was not uh, doing too well these past few days, and I'll admit I was kind of depressed. So I was calling somebody about trying to sell something because I'm low on money right now. I am, and I've been pretty down. I mean, I'm not kind of putting, I'm not exaggerating. A little bit more than I was saying, but like, just going through a tough thing, and so I called this place about selling my home, and when I called the guy, it was pretty nice. I tried to, to sound very professional, like I'm Graham Wellington. Try to make sure I knew what I'm talking about, so I could, sell it right. And so I wasn't calling like, in a sad way. I wasn't calling to let the guy know I was depressed or anything like that. But some type of way we got on. I don't know how we did, but we got on like the end times of the world or something like that. I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, back about it, I don't know how we got on that. I guess he just said that like that with everything going on in the news or something like that, he thinks that we're in the end times. And I'm like, and I just said like, well, hey, I don't watch a lot of the news, but I'm a Christian, so I believe that everything that's happening right now and is in the prophesying in the New Testament and Revelations. Well, some type of way, the more and more we talked, I found out he was just a supreme Christian, and everything that I was going through, it just seemed like he knew it, and then like he was just giving me these messages and giving me these talks that were like I wasn't even telling what was going on. It was almost spooky, like yeah, yeah, like, and this is the guy I'm trying to sell a house with, not an individual but a company. So he worked for a company, and we're on the phone, we're talking about this, and we were just clicking on things. We were clicking on things like that, even things that I wanted to go over, like things that I feel like both me and him were just connecting on. That were like, yeah, you know, I needed that. But here's the other thing though. He told me that he needed to have that talk with me today. He said that had been going through something, and by talking to me, it had just rekindled and fired his mind up because he had been kind of going through things where he had just been working so much, and he was just kind of like going. I mean, he said a few things that he was kind of down on that, and so he just we actually prayed at the very end. He was just like, God, thank you for sending this gentleman to me to get me back on track. And I was like, man, I'm glad. First off, I was happy that like I had the conversation with him. But secondly, it made me feel really good when he said that, man, just by you saying your faith and you spreading your faith and letting me know what was going on, it just did so much for me. And I said, really, like wow, okay. That's great. Like, it made me feel really good to hear that. And also on top of that, I said to myself, like, because other people have told me that. Other people have said, man, there's something about you. When you give your testimony and when you give your light, it just it gives me a little bit of a boost. Even if it's just one person out of 1,000, that's all it takes. And I said to myself, for some reason, it's just hard to believe that you're that big of a deal to other people. Well, not that big of a deal, but I mean, what I'm saying is it's hard to believe that you can make that big of a difference to other people. So when people say you're like, sure, but, if somebody out there is doubting themselves or thinking that, like, well, I've been called to do something and, but I don't think anybody will care about what I have to say or what I have to do. Don't think like that. Don't think like that. Now, I have my own thing. I procrastinate sometimes, and I know I don't want to claim that. I want to say that I'm determined and driven, but sometimes I have in the past. But if you're a person out there that really wants to have something to say, but you feel that, oh, nobody's gonna care about what I gotta say, don't think like that, because that's the enemy trying to tell you or trying to make you believe that you're not worthy. That's the enemy trying to make you believe that, oh, nobody's gonna care, and don't even try. And those are not your thoughts. Those are not your thoughts. You're being whispered in thoughts, and you think it's your thoughts, and it's putting you into I'm not gonna say it's putting you into depression, but maybe to some people it's done like that to me in the past. But I'll say that like that. go ahead and do it. And the same way that like that, it's still hard for me to believe that like when people say, well, no, because see, I don't try that hard. I don't make like photos for my videos. I don't have like a nice little table where I sit there with a mic. I just do whatever because I'm like, whatever. Nobody, I'm just say whatever. But when people say, man, you know, when I talk to people on the phone or on my job, and they say, man, you just really made my day, and it's just your testimony just did so much for me, and I'm like, really? Okay, well, great. You know, I'm happy. Then it makes me feel good. But I suppose I don't believe it. But why would they lie? You know, like, you know. So like this other gentleman, you know, why would he lie? I didn't come to him and act like I was all depressed. I was on the phone originally acting like I was all professional. I'm gonna sell my home here. You know, he didn't know that I was going through anything. He had no reason to lie and say how much talking to me had helped his day and how much it just gave him that boost again. So and I needed it too. So take a chance on yourself and do what you're being called to do. Not only will it help other people, but it'll make you feel better because during that situation, it helped him. As he said it really helped him a lot. But also it made me feel pretty good. It made me feel pretty good. It really did. It gave me a little bit of boost, and I needed that. Thank you. So, blessed be to God. Praise God. And I'll probably make like another video of this so I can be on the shorts. But yeah, you guys have a nice rest of your day and follow your dreams.